Okay, starting a bit. Also have to. I'm, I'll I'll start sharing the stream first, and then I'll worry about then then I can worry about my setup. Streamlabs seems to have this has this habit of wanting to reset everything. Also, it looks like yeah, it's gonna keep refreshing a bit. I'm pretty sure it's quite gone through. Yeah, okay, that's gone through here. So now I can just share this with a few groups, and then we should be good to go. So yeah, we're gonna be doing Khans of Tarkir for this one. My early memories of Khans of Tarkir actually is doing a draft. And when I say early memories, it's more of my early memory of actually start getting into content creation. Back back in the day, I did not have a good streaming. I didn't have a streaming setup at all. Never mind not even having a camera. So what I did back then was I I played the game. I had to do a lot. I had to record a lot. I had to go back to the replays because thankfully that was something you had back for Magic Online. You actually got access to replays. And from there I took a lot of screenshots and I typed out an article. Typed. Actually have to check if that site is still up, much less still doing business. But that was my first foray that was my first foray into it. I did not push through with that because the site back then had a really interesting setup. Like I could type out the article, but I had to do all my hyperlinks and I had to do all the hyperlinks for the pictures and whatnot. I had to hyperlink every card if I had to do that. Yeah. It was good the first time around, but it was quite miserable since then. So many things have become much more convenient ever since. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be doing a sealed pool of Khans of Tarkir. Before we continue, many thanks to Jericho Elagan for liking and sharing the stream. And yeah, we're actually we see indications for the five clans. But you can also do just enemy colored pairs if you happen to have enough of a card pool. That said, we're more likely to go into 3 to 4 colors in this format, especially in sealed. Ideally, you're probably going to 2 or 3. And okay, pretty good start. If I have to choose between Mardu and Sultai, I would probably choose Mardu. That said, let's take a look at the rest of the pool. Sure, this one, I'm sure Sagu Mauler is actually quite interesting. Keru Lich Lord is kind of fine, but we probably want we get more morphs in green blue, and green blue is actually the morph color, so we're hoping to get into that. Also wondering, Jericho, if you're going are planning to go into cons anytime soon, at least for arena. Okay, first things first. Check the mana base. We have we definitely have the lands to support Sultai. We have some lands that support Jeskai. We can kind of support Mardu. If I treat this as just a white black, we might splash green a bit. Artifacts are non-consideration. We do have a Mardu Rough Rider that also gives us a good one, and I guess we can splash green. Armament Core and Absent Guide are good splashes as well. But that said, our mana is actually quite strong. We can go Sultai. Although again, same problem. I will be treating this as our mana is a lot better. Ice Feather Aven is fine. Sagumon is great. Let's see the rest of let's look at our different colors. What are the good things we have here? So first up, starting Sagu criminally underrated. Oh yeah, definitely. Constructed, it didn't. I don't remember it showing up. It was fine, but it definitely is a limited all-star. So I do have to decide which would I prefer. As but and that will really depend on what we have here. So for example, if we take a look at white here, our good cards are High Sentinels of Arashin, Feet of Resistance, Alabaster Kirin maybe. We got some removal in Smite the Monstrous. We got 2 morphs. And that's about it. So white is actually looking very dry. So we are actually looking closer to Sultai. It's not the strongest color, but it's probably fine. So what do we have if we go Sultai? 2 Embodiment of Springs, which is fine. And this doesn't have a sorcery speed restriction, so we could use this to block something and go. We have quite a bit of removal. Force Away, Singing Bell Strike. I don't know if you run all 3, but you could run a few. Scaldkin is kind of fine. If I splash red, we might have some room for that. I could treat this as a blue-red land. Sign of Glaciers is meh. Thousand Winds is actually quite good also, so there's that. So our blue is not that deep, but it's functional. Okay, there's a Mistfire Weaver, so I guess this is also a combat trick. Set Adrift. Delve has not been that great for the format. I think let's try going. Let's take a look at green blue first. But okay, let's go through all the other colors first. But I'm starting to like green blue more. Not so sure if we splash for Timur or splash for. Okay, as far as black's concerned, our removal is a bit on the poor side. No debilitating injury, so we don't have the cheap. We don't have the cheap morph removal. In fact, our removal is on the expensive side. 2 Throttles and the Right of the Serpent. We have a Keru Bloodsucker, which kinda on team for Sultai. Rakshasa Secret, meh. Dutiful Return. I guess 1 is fine. And we got 2 morphs. So our black is very, very dry. But it's still serviceable. We can make it work. Red, what are we looking for here? We're basically looking for Bring Lows, which we did not get any. We got 1 Burn Away. Swift Kick, not very good removal. Dragon Style Twins is fine. Valley Dasher gives us a little early aggro. There is a strat where you can go super early aggro, though that's particularly white-black warriors. Triple Mardu War Shrieker, Mardu Blazebringer. Man, I think I'm crossing fingers. It's green now. This has to be the best part of our pool. Kintree Warden, it's a morph. We can function that. We got 1 removal in Savage Punch. Alpine Grizzly's fine. I guess blue and green are deep. Not the best, but they are kind of deep enough. We're missing the Woolly Loxodons and other stuff. Okay, let's experiment here first. So I'm gonna go as much blue and green as possible. I want to avoid splashing too much white, so I might even say cut an Armament Core just to, because at least we can morph this one. This one we can't morph, so we can at least I go for that to. That said, I don't mind the Mystic Monastery splash just for the Skullkin, and we got 2 of them. This format is closer to a 3 to 4 mana format, so you definitely want a lot of lands. Smoke Tiller is fine actually. And our late game removal. I might skip Right to the Serpent because that's double black. Okay, this is much more functional. One planes. Do note that there is no way to search, so we're really relying on our morphs. I guess, yes, scout the borders. Seek the Horizons is where it's at, but that's even not so good. Also not running the banners if we can help it. So 15 and 8, 17 lands. I ideally want 18, but we'll probably try to make this work. Yeah, Skullkin, we do have the slight red splash, but let's see if we can run anything other. Also note that we could go into the white splash, so we could. So what does that give us? I guess we splash for if we're gonna go white, we go for the High Sentinels of Arishan. That though we don't have morph on that one. That's a sad part. Sage Eye Harrier has morph, but man, that's a 1/5. It's actually quite not that strong. Unfortunately, I can't run the Mardu guys because that's double splash color here. We'll try this for now. We did run a lot of our removal, Singing Bell Strike and Force Away, one Savage Punch, two Throttles, so got some removal. River Wheel Aerialist is fine. Our curve is actually a bit deceptive here, so let's do a sanity check on our curve before we actually start with this one. So let's put all our morphs in the tree slot. Ice Feather Aven's a good morph here. Kintry Ward is a fine morph. Yeah, we definitely don't want to run that turn one. Misfire Weaver is a morph. Sagu Archer is a morph. Sagu Mauler is a morph. Thousand Winds is a morph. So this is what our curve actually... Oh, also absent. So this is what our curve is closer to. So I actually am liking this better. We're cutting on lands because we have the embodiment of spring, but we do have... And thankfully, we are kind of deep on the island's forest here. Have to be slightly careful. Let's do a sanity check on our lands one more. Yeah, not running the banners. If I want to... We can run one Windscarred Crag to splash. And... So we are splashing white and red technically. So I do like Mystic Monastery. Do I want to run... I guess I can run one Windscarred Crag as well. That should buy us a bit of time. I can even see an argument for going 41 with 18 lands. And, okay, so let's see if I remember everything I did. That was a weird bug. Yeah, 145. Yeah, I'm fine with this one. I hope I did not miss anything from that previous one. Anyway, let's give this one a try. Let's see how it goes. It's saying we're running all 5 colors. We're closer to a 4-color deck with an optional red. So that actually makes the Windscarred Crag the one card I don't like to see. Okay, so I can go turn 1 snap. No, we go Embodiment of Spring turn 1. Turn 2 Sand Step. Let's see, does our opponent have a... If I can hit the forest, that'll be so much better for me. Okay, then hit the forest. There was an argument for going Kintry Warden first, but... that would have been land, then I would have had to go Kintry Warden Embodiment. That would have also been functionally the same, I guess. Opponent plays a face down card. Well, there's our forest, so... I could just play Kintry Warden. This will... Then if anything happens, then I will have options here. I can and the reason is because... Oh, remember Regenerate from back in the old days? One is actually running a 4-color deck. Probably expect more colors to go along with it. Let's see what move. Jeskai Windscout Prowess is a thing. I guess I should put a mountain after all. We do have a lot of ways to shoot her. We're most likely gonna just trade the Skullkin for the Wind Scout unless our opponent has more than one. And next turn we will most likely just slam the Sagu Mauler since our opponent doesn't seem to have any non-targeted removal quite yet. I could play Absent Guide first, but let's just play the Sagu Mauler. No, let's play Absent Guide first. We're able to take long enough a time so that we don't have to... We're able to take this much time here. Okay, looks like our opponent does have removal. Okay, force away. Sure. That's fine. Opponent not swinging in with the face down card. Okay. Savage Punch. I'm surprised they didn't go for that for even more damage. That they skipped out on a lot of damage there. Now, the one reason not to play the Absent Guide is because they could just have a lot of removal for it. Yeah, and I think I do want... Yeah, since we have double Skullkin, I might want one mountain after all. Which is kind of scary. I'm already running one plains. Do we have enough morphs to make it so that this is not fatal to us? See what our opponent's follow-up is. So let's see what our opponent's... Could be a counter spell, in which case I just cast the Skullkin. Let's swing first. Let's see what our opponent's reaction to this is. They'll need to have a significant combat trick. Sultai itself was not very strong, but green blue in itself was fine. Barrage of boulders. So this one is a bit interesting. Creatures can't block this turn. So if I flip this one, it actually dies because so I actually want to... So, let's see, what's their follow-up spell? Savage Punch. So they're going for the Prowess trigger. I'm gonna just turn this face up. It'll kill it, which is fine, but it denies the... Oh no, it doesn't deny the +2/+2. Okay. So 1,000 wins. Turn face up. How much is this turn face up? 7? Ugh. I'm actually going to hold back. Or maybe I just attack. Why not? Let's see if I made a mistake here. Maybe there was an argument for just playing Absent Guide. Opponent's down to 2 cards. Yeah, the Savage Punch was really savage of our opponent here. Yeah, there's an argument for just waiting. but there's also the possibility that our opponent just targets before attack. Now I'm willing to swing here because it'll force our opponent to do something with their remaining cards. 5 mana is generally the amount of mana it takes to unmorph a creature. Yeah, it's Glacial Star. Okay, that was not the worst. In fact, I can... in fact, I can chump block with, say, Skullkin and just swing for the win. Yeah, we're doing this one so that we don't tap down any creatures. Opponent could still have removal for this, but yeah. No, looks like our opponent did run out. Okay, nice, we survived that one. Sagu Mauler for the win. Yeah, I figured we were at the point that our opponent was not going to swing for the win. So not bad for a first start. Let's see if we can keep going. I would say that outside of our rares, our deck is actually quite mid. We don't exactly have any of the good hard removal. But that said, it does highlight how the removal in general in, say, Khans was not that great to begin with. We got so used to dead weight. Debilitating injury looks really bad now, but it's what we have. It's accepting that the limitations of an older format. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this one. We do. So we'll actually have options. I can go Morph, or I can go Singing Bell Strike Jungle Hollow. And so now I want creatures to actually die. I'm definitely gonna play High Sentinel. Soul Type Flayer. High Sentinels can block with the best of them. There's also the argument just playing Embodiment and then just wait, I can't tap Sacrifice. I guess let's play High Sentinels. Which means next turn I probably just play Embodiment and Murderous Cut. There's your good removal. So we're now relying on Keru to go all the way for us here. Oh, there's a Singing Bell Strike number 2. That said, our opponent is now at the point where they can spend 6 mana to untap, which I'm kind of fine with because it means they're not spending 6 mana to do anything else. Ooh, I remember this one. This is what... Okay, so there's your 6 mana. We're missing our 6 mana, so we'll probably have to play this. I guess we can just play Misfire Weaver as a 3-1. Yeah, we'll just play as a 3-1. It's more efficient. So next turn we most likely... Because I'm at the point where I probably don't want to cast Sagu Mauler as a... Oh, they're just gonna morph a creature? Fine. Yeah, I'm at the point where I definitely want to... Where I definitely want to just cast this 6-drop. Turns face up to Grim Haruspex. Ooh. Thankfully, it's whenever another non-token creature you control dies. That said, Secret Plans is doing quite a lot of... things here. So definitely want Saguma. We also have to be careful in the timing because they can untap this anytime as long as they have 6 mana floating. So I'm also taking a look. High Sentinels, I can spend one, so 3 mana, then put a +1/+1 counter, sure. Now let's hope our opponent does. There are counter spells in the format. I'm just hoping our opponent didn't have any. Also, our opponent's now at the point where they can probably turn one of these guys. Yeah, just untapping. Oh, they're just turning this one face up. They will need to spend the mana to untap. So, kind of want to be careful on that. I might actually just hold this back for defense. And just say play care of the Lich Lord. Start getting stuff back. It's unfortunate that it's at random, but we'll have to make do. And we're gonna have to play the long game here. Opponent's gonna spend their 6 mana to untap as Absent Guide. So thankfully it gets Flying, Trample, and Haste. So like say if I get this back, that's a big deal. If I get the High Sentinels back, I get to dump a +1/+1 counter. I will have the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll have the mana to dump a +1/+1 counter. So that's pretty good stuff as well. Note that our opponent will get to draw a lot of creatures if their creatures start dying, so we might want to consider racing instead of just trading. Hoping the Lich Lord lives, because if not, we might... Okay, looks they're giving the Creator's Claws. Okay. So no Lich Lord shenanigans. Another face down card. Okay, they're gonna beat us by card advantage. So thankfully we do have our own face down. I also have to be careful of swinging with all of these because our opponent could just mass block. Like they could just they'll probably just block with everything, which is a problem. So I want to see what their combat trick is. They're just trading. I think they're going for cards, I guess. Okay, that's weird. Let's see. Oh, they also gain life too. Okay. So back to the old drawing board. Ooh, that's nuts. So I want to do this before attacks. One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm actually 1 mana short, so I might have to do the face down flip first instead. Yeah, they actually got all the good comments here for what it's worth, and they are drawing quite a bit from the deck because of secret plans. So I'm actually gonna let them attack first. Oh, they're not. Okay. I guess I can use... No, they can just turn it face up in response. Yeah, we'll pass. also thankful that we actually have quite a few flyers here, so we're not exactly stalled out on the board like this. Wow, they had the triple absent guide? Nuts. That said, they do, even if they, if depending on how they play out their board, if they swing with everything, I guess I do get to bounce the Misfire Weaver back, so yep, that protect. So they'll probably, we will lose all these creatures because of Anafenza. That's assuming they decide to keep Anafenza. Yeah, they're keeping Anafenza. Wow, that's a lot of triggers. And a lot of cards drawn. We definitely are gonna lose this game. But seriously, how they got the nuts in. Those are the good comments. Okay, that's probably not a great card to win. Face down card. So our hope to win is actually just to stall out long enough. Might as well play this. Yeah, it's a shame we had to lose our board to that one. Man, Doom Blast. I think this is a 7-mana spell, but because of the nature of the format, it's very playable. So now we're hoping our opponent does not have flyers. And we're hoping that we can stop bricking as well. They even have the Woolly Loxodon too. We have one Savage Punch. Oh, that's not the worst. But the thing is, Anafenza combo with this one's gonna keep getting larger. We will get to block if our opponent does attack with it though, so we'll just have to see. But our opponent is probably content with this. So our only real hope is a Savage Punch. But with... Yeah, our opponent has the Nut Pool. Well, we got the Skullkin, so... Unfortunately, Secret Plans kind of ruins it for us. So at least this doesn't have trample, so I can kind of chump block with it for a turn. Really sad. Opponent's down to 8 cards though. Opponent's been aggressively... Surak, really? So now this big idiot has trample. Yeah, opponent had the Nut Pool. Not attacking with an offensive though, so... I'm assuming there is a combat trick. Face down card. Probably not going to survive long enough for our opponent to deck out though. Yeah, this was nuts. And to Snowhorn Rider, which is, yeah, we're not winning this one. Yeah, you have to remember that everything revolves around most creatures being 2 toughness. So yeah, Secret Plants is probably one of the best uncommons for uncommons in a morph centric set. So that's unfortunate. One win, one loss. But let's see. Let's keep going. I don't think I can do anything to change the deck out that much. The nature of sealed is that it's always going to be focused on bombs. Your bombs are going to be more relevant. That's just how it is. We had bombs, but our opponent had even better bombs. Like, okay, so I am gonna keep this one. We don't have the mana for Singing Bell Strike, but we will be able to morph into Seek the Horizons to hit our blue. It even has a fetch land. If I have to morph something, yeah, I'll probably play Absent Guide. Where I guess I can also morph the Ice Feather Aven. Yeah, this is morph Absent Guide. Whereas we're gonna be seeking the horizons next turn anyway. If we can hit blue, that what is this? Okay, we did hit our blue. But I kinda wanna play this first. Did our opponent really have a counter spell? Disdainful Stroke. Okay. Not the worst. We were only missing blue technically, so I could just play this. Let's swing first. See if our opponent does anything. And just morph this. Opponents doesn't even seem to have morphs, which is very super weird for this format. I'm expecting a morph anytime soon. So the correct play is to swing first. Opponent is just taking. Wait, let's see which one they go for. Nope, they just took. So I guess I can play this one, but I will not be able to unmorph any of these guys, so I'm actually going to just pass. We managed to deal... Your flame deals 2 damage to target creature. Sure. One I could have chosen one or both. Ask the throttle for the other one. Okay. So going for High Sentinel's time. Oh, they have another throttle. Okay, so it's one is just playing removal spells deluxe. So let's play this. What is Bonk? Okay, head to their own embodiment of spring. Rakshas's secret. Yeah, we have to discard these two. So yeah, we have to play this. I'll be so annoyed if our opponent has a third throttle. Remember, this is sealed. Goblin Slide. Okay. So what creature do we get back here? High Sentinels of Arashin. Definitely want to use this to put the +1/+1 counter. I am opening ourselves up to a Bring Low though, so that is something to consider. Let's hope our opponent does not have to Bring Low. I'll be so annoyed if they did. Nope, Rakshasa. Other secret. They do have the mana for Bring Low, but I think they're looking at their graveyard instead. Sultai Scavenger. No. Okay. Sagu Archer. Do they have another? I guess I am okay with just. I actually should avoid sacrificing for the most part, and the reason for that is because Keru Lichlord gets creatures back at random. I'm tempted to just play this as is, but without the mana to morph. I will not have the mana. No, I don't think I'll ever have the mana to unmorph it. Yeah, let's just play face down. River Wheel, Aerialist, more flyers. So I can. Yeah, let's play. Ice Feather Aven. That was the bait. So now our opponent has to respect Sagu Mauler. Which also means that we are, yeah, opponent concedes. Between this one, we're now free to actually swing with Keru Lichlord already, since our opponent's forced to block that. Whew. That was actually scary for a moment. Our opponent had a lot of answers, but our opponent did not have any pressure in the early game. Considering that was a turn 3 early pressure, they didn't have any. You really want to drop your morphs early. It's also possible our opponent just didn't draw into any of them. They might have been morph light. But the fact that the removal is also expensive should have been a warning. Okay, missing green. We can morph these two, but it's kind of a risk. We have 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 green sources. Yeah, let's mull this. Okay, now we're missing blue. Yeah, the mana base is going to be an issue here. I definitely want to keep the morph because it gives us something to do. I'll probably bin one forest. There was an argument for keeping that previous hand though. Turn 3 morph, but nothing else to do. Opponent has a Leaping Master, which is annoying. Though I guess we can morph into a Savage Punch. Though that's super sad. I probably would want to do it at something else. This one I'm more willing to trade with though. Yeah, just missing our colors is a big deal. Also missing our mana drops. You do not want to go. You always want to have at least guaranteed 3 mana. So that was a reason why I was considering the first hand. But if I don't hit blue mana, okay. At least it's in 4th land. I'm assuming our opponent has a combat trick. Bring low. Okay, they hit. Okay, they hit the good target for us. Though we were more likely to flip that compared to the other one. Okay, we finally hit our blue mana. So now this brings us to the question, like, I definitely want to do embodiment. I guess I swing first. See if our opponent is willing to trade. Nope, not willing to trade. Am I willing to just chump it and take it out? Because I'm 1 mana away from Keru Lich Lord. Yeah, let's wait. I'm probably gonna regret it though. Absent Bell Priest. Ugh. Okay. Oh, Seek the Horizons. Yeah, we can definitely cap. Let's hope our opponent does not have a disdainful stroke. I'll be so annoyed if they do. Okay, they don't. So we definitely want to go. Actually, we'll wait for our opponent to outlast. It's outlast as a sorcery speed. Same Bell Strike. Yeah, that's fine. They might just swing instead. Yeah, they're gonna swing instead. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, come on. Feet of Resistance, really? So we have our own Singing Bell Strike. Let's see, can we survive? I think kind of can. Okay, so Singing Bell Strike. Oh no, they just. No, we can't survive. Our opponent has enough mana to untap it. We're just hoping our opponent gets careless, but it's very easy. Yeah, let's see. Did they untap? Yeah, they untap. Ah, Feet of Resistance. Yikes. Well, Jeskai is one of the better colored clans for this set. Our opponent had a pretty solid one, and also we had mana issues here. We already mulliganed one because it was super sketchy for us. I think in hindsight, I would have just kept that 7-land hand and just hope for everything else to line up. Okay, this one kind of lines up a bit. We do get a delay on embodiment, but we can set it up soon. It's a shame it puts in the battlefield tap, but I'm willing to keep this one. There was an argument for playing Kintree Warden, but I think I'll just morph it. In fact, I can play both of these as an option, depending what our opponent does turn 2. Like, I'm willing to play this as a doorstop. Or never mind, because we're going to need the mana even more. Well, they're playing 5 colors as well. So I guess there's an argument for just playing Kintree Warden. Like, if we start dumping counters on it from high Sentinels, a regenerating creature is going to be a annoyance. So we're going to make sure our opponent taps out mostly. Yeah, that's enough. I can high Sentinels now. His own ancestor. Okay. So next turn we can probably just play Skullkin. Though I might also just hold these 2 back. Opponent has to sink a lot of mana just to get this to a reasonable size. There are a few cards that allow toughness to matter. I don't know those are rare, but our opponent is playing red-green for a reason. That scares me. Yeah, trying to remember all the toughness mat. I knock Bonkin. Okay. So opponent will now have a 1/5 first strike. Yeah. Yeah, now I regret. If I survive this one, I'm gonna consider putting one mountain. Though that messes up our mana even more. Opponent plays another. Yeah, opponent is now the one with the mana issues. If our opponent doesn't do anything, okay. This one is, yeah, 2 mana to. Opponent might have just considered outlasting both of these. They want to at least get this to 2 power. Or they might just have another land in hand. Who knows? That was a weird play. So, Ruthless Ripper. No, regeneration kind of beats that touch, so we're kind of okay there. I can also just pay mana to dump counters on this, so that might actually not be such a bad idea. I can throttle the Bonkin so that it ceases to be a problem. I can also just play this now, grab my mana and go. So we're gonna see if our opponent hits their 5th land. Debilitating injury. Okay, that's one injury that's not getting out of the way of. So probably that was an argument for putting more counters, but it looks like our opponent is also stuck on mana, so they might just bump this one to make it a 3/2. They might swing with company just to get some damage through. I probably would. I probably would have swung with this own ancestor also. So do I want to crack this for mana? Yeah, I guess I do. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Or I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which also looks pretty good as well. So next turn we will be able to throttle, then add a counter. So we're trying to see which creature our opponent buffs. Opponent probably doesn't buff the Bonkin anymore. This one can actually swing already. They might buff with this one. And we probably don't cast Keru. I would like to cast Heir of the Wilds. Okay, this is a reason to now pump this one because it will pump this as a result. So that just means I can throttle it to change the combat mat. It still has that touch though. I'm gonna swing with both of these. Just to try to set up lethal. Opponent finally hits their 5th land. So that said, I now need to check what they flip it into. Absent Guide buys them a bit of time, but if we're able to dump a counter on one of our creatures, we can still win. Ice Feather Aven, bouncing the Skullkin, that's a bit weird. I would bounce High Sentinels, that's... Oh, okay, bouncing Skullkin it is. I guess that's also a way to play around it. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We take 4. No, we take 3, sorry. Hold on, this is 3 mana to morph up. Okay, let's just play it face down. Swing here. See if our opponent has a response. Because I could see... Now, if it's something that buffs their creature, that's a problem for us. Okay, opponent lets it go. We're good. Opponent hits their 6 mana. Now Absent Guide is actually not gonna be a safety for them because I can block the morph with Embodiment and sack it. Also, this is check. Now this is a combat trigger, so if our opponent swings with air, I can block with Skullkin and still be fine. So we're gonna see what combat trick they have here. Sagu Mauler, we'll take 6. Now I really wish we had the mountain. Yeah, opponent concedes. We had 2 flyers, that was enough. We incidentally had enough flyers. Okay, we're now gonna add that 1 mountain. And probably regret doing so because it messes our mana even more, but we kinda have to. Sanity check on our mana base. 13 and 10. We actually 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. I'm already starting to be dubious about doing this. I'm actually not liking the idea anymore. I could probably cut the Windscarred Crag and add the mountain there instead. Something searchable is probably better in that sense. So we've got at least 3 wins, but we're nowhere near making our entry fee back. We kind of need another 3 more wins. But between the gems and the packs, we're actually kind of okay. It's still hoping for the best here. It's okay, so yeah, I am willing to keep this one. I guess we go. I definitely want to do Dismal if I can. I knock Bonkin. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If our opponent pays to Outlast, I can sing. They just wasted their mana. I can Singing Bell Strike. Yep, that's what they did. So now I have to decide. I can Seek the Horizon and just play creatures next. Just play creatures the turn after. When is now? Have to discard a card. We don't have double green, so I can actually discard the forest safely. I can also discard the sand step safely as well, but that is what it is. So when it's gonna just play Outlast, we're probably just gonna slam the Sagu Archer here. Opponent might be close to their 5th mana, in which case they get to flip this up. At least we have a decent enough blocker. Also, our opponent is really missing colors here. Next turn, I could probably just play Thousand Winds and not worry about Morph. I'm more likely to just play Misfire Weaver and hold up Morph mana though. Face down card again. Okay. We stonewall our opponent enough. Yeah, we're gonna play it safe. I'm probably just gonna play it. Okay, opponent finally hit their 5th mana. Okay, so if I actually want to flip this, I need to hold up the blue mana. So I'm not playing Embodiment of Spring this turn. I could actually swing with Sagu Archer into these two. Opponent probably just... Opponent finally hitting their mana. I'm just now waiting for them to go for the one big attack. Okay, so what? So green. This is obvious. Green, white, black. So this would be Absent Guide. If our opponent flips this, this is Absent Guide. So we'll. Oh no, Krumar Bondkin. Okay, so trade. Forgot about that. Okay, one is really outlasting. Alpine Grizzly, okay. That. Bounce all those. Savage Punch. So force our opponent to reset. Though this could still be an Absent Guide swinging, so that's something to consider. I probably would still block. I don't really need to. I don't really need to take out lands anymore. Okay, opponent is just going for the Absent Charm instead. Well, the damage has been kind of done at this point. Let's see if our opponent has a. Okay, nope. Opponent might as well just morph this one back. It's also annoying that it's an exile effect. Mardu Fort Chief. Oh, just to get the token. Okay. Now we need to stop drawing lands. So let's do a check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we actually have quite a few lands left. Yep, absent guide, I figured it out. So at least we denied the life gain for now, but we are in a big race here. Opponent actually has to, if we actually cut out quite a few lands, but we yeah, I kind of wish it would do the overlay to remind you what. Oh wait, it does show it to you. Okay, that's neat. We have to take. We're gonna have to take all of this though. Oh, opponent's not flipping. Okay. But yeah, absent guide is probably one of the worst things we can face right now. We would need to hit our throttle just to start resetting that issue. But our opponent's going to be able to unload. We really flooded out hard here, so I would not be surprised if we lost this one. And to a Hooting Mandrills as well. Yep, we just flooded. Yeah, we have no way of winning this, unfortunately. We actually, considering all the effort we went through, we still kept drawing lands. That was not ideal for us. That said, 3 wins into Sealed. It is a taste of things to come for the format. So we're gonna have to. So I'm gonna have to be careful when we do our draft next week. But that said, all in all, it's quite fine. Actually, I'm actually not that annoyed. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Okay, this one, not a great one. I wish I had this one. This would have helped us a lot. We were missing a lot of the good commons. So that was a bit of an issue. Highest Sentinels was fine, actually. I liked it, though I did notice a lot of people were sandbagging removal at the right time. So it really means the commons are going to be a very big. Hey, we got multiple copies of our previous cards. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Many thanks to Jericho Ilagan for liking and sharing the vid. It's a bit okay for Sealed. It's not the best, but we'll take what we get. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, everyone.